So I had this belief system about myself that I wasn't smart. And for a long time, until I got my diet under wraps and got my brain working, then I began to become what I didn't think I was, which was intellectual. And eventually, I heard people say, well, you're really smart. And I would say to myself, really? I don't believe that about myself. But then saying, if that's what I want to be, then that's what I will believe. And I will continue to do things like read books and study on a consistent basis so that I believe it about myself. And when another says it, it only adds to my own belief.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's what I'm kind of saying for you. But I think that you might want to expand that because I think this one's pretty much already done.
Thanks. Well, I guess when you ask like what I want, and I think it's, I mean, obviously I want to we have to make money, right? And I do want to do that in a way that's positive and showing people that like, you know, we could have fun and not sacrifice making proper decisions and, you know, making the world a better place through, you know, being smart, you know, eating right, you know, seeking help from others, mentorship, while still enjoying the fruits of that labor and having an enjoying life, you know. So I've always played with the duality within my personality of like being adventurous, being fun, and being that extreme, as well as being one of the smartest people who is doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that will be different for every person, right? Like what's fun for you and what's fun for somebody else. So getting clear on what that really means, and then having them experience the fun that they want to have, right?
Interesting.
Yeah. If you want that significance or that importance for others to experience, then I'm guessing you're just going to continue to do what you're doing. Right? Because are you not studying and working and experiencing to create wisdom within your intellect, but then also enjoying, hopefully, in the process of that, you also are having fun. That's fun for you, but then you also have fun. To the degree that the first half is not fun, it's because you're throwing yourself out of balance. Right? So if you're saying, well, you know, by Friday night or Saturday night, like I just feel like I need to go out with my friends and drink and, you know, then that tells me that you're a little bit out of balance in your week if you're kind of throwing yourself all the way to the other point of saboteur. Which there's nothing wrong with that. It is important for you to experience that because eventually you'll go, whoa, what am I doing? And why do you feel that way? Right?
Got it.
Because if I feel like all through the week, I love working with, I'm grateful for it doesn't feel like work to me. As soon as it feels like work to me, I back off a little bit. But on the weekends, I sometimes work. I sometimes take clients. I try not to because there is another fun, exciting, like there's that offset, like there's inside working with clients, but the weekend is an opportunity to be nothing but outside and work from the standpoint of working on the yard, working on the house, working on my car, like going and playing an activity, like that's still work and it's super fun and it's like it's always the perception is right. Is this fun? Sometimes I hate gardening. Sometimes I'm like, this is no fun. Like this sucks. Like I've been doing it for 2 hours. I gotta do it for an hour because it's not fun anymore. And that as soon as I create that boundary and go, okay, this isn't enjoyable. Okay, then stop doing it and do something that is enjoyable. That you need to do, that's right, you're responsible for doing, but it's for us to make it fun, right? How can I make it fun? when we had to clean out our storage unit, I'm like, oh, this is not fun. But I'm like, but it is organization, and don't you love organizing? Oh, let's do it. It's fun.
It's like changing that perspective.
Yeah, because as soon as you go, oh, I got to clean out the storage unit. Oh, I got to clean out the garage. I'm like, well, it is an opportunity I can do the organization part of it, right? So make with it.
Can you repeat that last part again? You kind of moved and muffled.
Yeah, make it somehow a fun project for you. However you need to perceive it as fun, whether you chunk it, meaning like only do half of it or a quarter of it, or you bring a friend into it, or whatever it is that you love to do. Like for me, I love to organize. So when I look at a project and I love to clean. So when I look at a project and it doesn't, when I don't perceive it from those two aspects, I'm like, this sucks. Then I go, but I get to clean this and then I can organize after. Ooh, this is going to be fun.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah. I think that's going to help me bring some more balance in, because my mentality is very like, oh, this is not fun, or I don't want to do this. And I've always had like this mentality of like, suck it up, let's go. Let's see how much suffering we can handle.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think that supported me a lot. I actually gained that from running cross country and running a track, where when you run for such long distances, you kind of have to be like, you kind of have to lie to yourself and be like, well, we'll stop over here, but you just keep going and going and going and going, and you don't stop until the 15 miles is complete or whatever. And I grew accustomed to putting myself through those suffering situations of like just going past of even where I wanted to stop. I just keep pushing past and almost like being a masochist and enjoying that suffering. And then again, I think you're right. As soon as I get to the end of the week of so much pushing, I'm like, ugh. And then it's like, okay.
Deserved.
Right.
Yeah, I totally get that, because I did Ironmans. I was the same way, like thinking, I got 112 miles to bike. No, let's do it 10 miles. Then we'll do 10 more miles. Then we'll do 10 more miles. Oh, you only got 50 miles. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
See you later, Miguel.
Bye-bye.